الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر.
If you have ever visited an Islamic country and hear that call to prayer, then you know it is an awesome and compelling invitation. That invitation to prayer is made 5 times daily, and the sound of the human voice will still make you come to attention every time one hears the call. The Islamic world is at attention right now because this is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar year, and it is called Ramadan, a most holy month. It represents the days that the Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of God be upon him, received the Holy Quran. Now, during this period, Muslims fast during the daylight hours. They abstain from eating and drinking from sunrise to sunset. Now, the only legal sexual act is between married people, and that too is prohibited during the fasting hours. The month of Ramadan is a time to reflect and express gratitude to the Creator of the heavens and the earth and everything in between. It is enhanced with the spirit of giving, tolerance, and love.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another broadcast of Whisper2Scream. This is the May 2019 second edition. My name is Bernard, and I am your host. So tell a neighbor, tell a teacher, tell your favorite charity to tune in to us here on YouTube at Whisper2Scream. That's Whisper, the number 2, Scream. Or at our new destination on Facebook, and that's at Coon Tunes Productions. We have a lot to talk about, so let's begin with the billionaire brother named Robert Frederick Smith, who, in the name of 8 generations of his family, pledged a grant to pay off the entire student debt of the Morehouse graduating class 2019, a historically black college. Now, the entire student debt will be wiped clean. We're talking about zero debt. We're saying zilch. Mr. Smith is a 56-year-old private investment mogul. His company is assessed at a value of $46 billion, that's with a B, and has a personal wealth of about $5 billion, that's also with a B. Now, we applaud him and his generous gift, and I want to talk about those 390 graduates who are the recipients of that gift. And they came from all walks of life, and each one arrived bringing hope and seeking excellence. Some arrived via the tuna fish and hot dog train, while others arrived via the filet mignon lobster train. But they all came to do the work. I know they are grateful for this blessing, and each graduate has his own personal story. Now, I want to beam in on one of those stories. It's a true story, and this is going to be the short version. Now, I heard this student on a radio program called Too Much Truth, hosted by Derek Bozeman. The young brother is named Quaylen Bobbitt. Now, Mr. Bobbitt was actually scheduled to graduate in the 2018 class. He had a GPA, that's a grade point average, at about 3.0, and just needed to pass this one class. Well, it so happens he failed to pass that one class. The dean of his department taught the class and told him it was mandatory for him to pass this class before he could receive his diploma. And because it was part of his major, he could only take the class at Morehouse and not at any other university. And one more thing. This required class would not be offered again until the spring of 2019. Of course, he felt like a failure and that he was a disappointment to his mom and the rest of his family and friends. That's how he felt. The next spring, he returned to Morehouse with determination to pass the class. His determination paid off. Not only did he pass the test, but the icing on the cake is he did so well, he was able to graduate cum laude. And the cherry on top of the icing is when Mr. Smith announced he was wiping out all debt of the entire graduating class 2019 at Morehouse College. That means each graduate can start their new life debt-free. So even though just a year ago Mr. Bobbitt pictured himself a failure, he finds himself laden with multiple blessings. But the word I want us to digest is determination. And every graduate of that class had determination. One more thing about Mr. Robert Smith. He's the first African American to sign the Giving Pledge. It's a campaign started by Bill and Melinda Gates and Warren Buffett that encourages the world's wealthiest individuals to commit to dedicating the majority of their wealth to philanthropic causes. And by the way, there are only 162 people in this country who are more wealthy than Mr. Smith. Now, I hope you listened to his entire speech. It was never about his wealth. We are the only ones that are talking about his wealth. But he never mentioned it. His entire speech was emphatically about coming together as a community and doing what we as a people have done since we arrived here, and that is rise to the top. Now, we are unstoppable when we move together.
And my family is making a grant to eliminate their student loans. Now, I know my class will make sure they pay this forward. And I want my class to look at these alumnus, these beautiful Morehouse brothers, and let's make sure every class has the same opportunity going forward. Because we are enough to take care of our own community. We are enough to ensure we have all the opportunities of the American dream. And we will show it to each other through our actions and through our words and through our deeds. So class of 2019, may the sun always shine upon you. May the wind always be at your back. And may God always hold you in the cradle of her hand.
As always, be blessed and stay woke.